Today is Monday, February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day. I love you, PFT.
I love you too, Big Cat. I love you guys. I love all you guys.
We should actually, I'll do that again because I feel bad for the Rams fans out there. Today is Monday, February 14th, and the Los Angeles Rams are your Super Bowl champions. Clap it up for the Rams. All right.
Good job, Rams.
Good job, Rams. It's
Very
Ramley, right?
You. Yeah, we're one big Ramley here. No, we were obviously rooting for the Bengals, and you'll forgive us if our voices are hoarse. We've been on the road. We're in LeBear's Casino and Resort in Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Shout out LeBear's.
Beautiful. But our voices do sound like we've been just sucking on machine guns and gasoline.
Yeah.
Which is pretty close to what we've been actually doing.
I woke up this morning and I was like, ooh, my voice sounds better. And it doesn't, but it sounds better than it did. So at least I'm on the mend. But yeah.
Not me. I'm sucking down these jewels like water.
Super Bowl 56. A great game. Thrilling game. Felt a little incomplete at the end, but let's break it all down. We should start with the Super Bowl champion Rams. Incredible performance by them. All in. OBJ gets hurt. It felt like that was, I mean, the first half, the Rams felt like they had a really good offensive game plan, and OBJ was wide open. It's hard to cover both those guys. He gets hurt. Their offense starts to putter in the second half. Their defense was absolutely incredible in the second half. And that defensive line, like we had our dude offs and guy off. And you know that like the thing that comes out of the Super Bowl every year is like, oh, what's the blueprint? How do they do this? Well, they had Cooper Kupp and they had Aaron Donald, and they had two guys that were insanely good and completely took over the game in the fourth quarter when they needed it the most. And it's like, can you do the Rams model? Well, can you get Aaron Donald, who's one of the greatest defensive players of all time, and Cooper Kupp, who I'll have to we'll do an extended cleanup on Wednesday, but I would say off the top of my head, he's up there now with greatest wide receiver seasons of all time.
This season, yeah.
Yeah, in terms of his regular season and then what he did in the playoffs and what he did on that fourth quarter when it was pretty much they can't run the ball, even though Sean McVay thought they could. And they had like a couple guys that could maybe catch up, but it was Cooper Kupp. It was Cooper Kupp. The whole defense knew it was Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp knew it was Cooper Kupp. The whole world knew it was going to Cooper Kupp, and you still couldn't stop Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, I mean, the Bengals had everything that they needed to have happen for them. They had the special teams mix up. That could have been a very costly missed extra point.
Right.
They had turnovers. Matt Stafford did a couple Matt Stafford things. And then they had a big game at times from some of their wideouts. They had some big plays that went in there. Now, people are saying that was offensive pass interference. I say that if you're a Los Angeles Rams fan, the statute of limitations is still underway of you not being allowed to complain about missed pass interference calls in the playoffs.
Well, it's more even in this game. We joke about NFL rigged. Everyone loves to call NFL rigged.
NFL rigged.
It was.
I called NFL rigged twice.
It was weird that the game had basically no penalties. The only penalty was that dude on the Bengals who don't get on the plane because with 2 minutes left, Matt Stafford throws a pick in the end zone. This guy's on injured. I don't know who it was, but he's on injured reserve. He's not in a uniform. He runs onto the field. You're not dressed to the Super Bowl, and you manage to get your team a 10-yard penalty. That is all time bad.
Did he have so he was not even wearing a uniform. So
no.
When they announced the penalty, were they like
this guy,
unsportsmanlike conduct, male
sweatshirt
wearing gray hoodie?
Yes, and that they zoomed in on him. That was like the Homer Simpson gif in real life. Like, get the fuck out of here. But
do you think that there's a more disliked player in the NFL than Eli Apple?
Oh,
because they picked on him, and it was like every single player that was watching the game, current players,
he talked shit,
just roasting the fuck out of him. Like, he was getting just dragged by guys that are like the third wideout on some of the worst teams.
Right.
He's got like a big target on his back, not only from quarterbacks who just pick on him all the time, but for anybody that he's ever matched up against.
Yes.
Mecole Hardman just tweeted multiple times. We said, wish it was a better corner than the game-winning touchdown wouldn't have been scored on you. And then after, he tweeted just a video of his Super Bowl ring. Yeah. Said, it's cool, big bro. You might get one of these one day. In the meantime, just go get better at your craft.
I mean, it's
the Apple
he gets
Cup
clowned.
The Apple Cup matchup was actually more one-sided than the actual Apple Cup has been.
Yeah. The so the penalties though. So that guy gets the penalty. There was 3 others. There was 4 penalties total in the first 58 minutes of the game. 58 minutes of the game. Our guy from Stafford-Hall Sports tweeted out that in the last 22 years, there were only 10 games in which there were 4 or less penalties in the first 58 minutes and 2 or more penalties on a team in the final 2 minutes. Again, I don't think you can say NFL rigged here because what the argument would be that the Bengals got screwed at the end of the game. Well, Jalen Ramsey, that was a face mask. That long touchdown was a face mask. The Bengals got away with one. I have no problem with it. It just sucks when you watch a whole game with no refs involved. And I think the moment becomes big. Guys hold a little more because they're worried about giving up a touchdown. But it did suck that the game ended with like a flurry of penalties down at the goal line.
Now, that being said, it is fun to say NFL rigged.
Correct.
And I completely support everybody's right to do so. I actually think there's going to be a compilation. Someone's going to make a compilation. I love it when fans do these of the cherry-picked NFL rigged moments from a game. We should make a clip where it shows all the Bengals complaints about NFL rigged and then just put like the clip of that long touchdown in. And then just say like, this was a great call.
Yeah.
And then just move on.
Yes.
Like be honest about your biases in this. It was honestly a fun game. The NFL had a great postseason and it was a good Super Bowl. The only bad part, and listen, yeah, I'm going to sound like a hater about the Rams because I did want the Bengals to win. But the Rams are a bad team to have to go through 7 months after the Super Bowl's over where it's like, oh yeah, the Rams won the Super Bowl. If the Bengals were the reigning Super Bowl champion, that would make the offseason like a little spicier, a little fun.
Of course, but let's just say it. The Rams were the best team.
Yes,
they were the best team in the NFL this year. They played like a complete, they had some moments where they were down. They had a couple swoons there. They righted the ship. Think about their playoffs. Like they kicked the shit out of the Cardinals so much so that Kyler Murray like wants to be off the team. That's how bad they killed the Cardinals. They went to Tampa Bay. They slayed the Dragon and Tom Brady.
Made him retire.
Made him retire when they were trying to give the game away. They then beat the boogeyman and Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers. And then they beat the Bengals, who the Bengals were a really good team themselves. Like the Rams are I'm walking away from this season not being like, oh man, feels like the best team didn't win it all. But no, the Rams were the best team.
Yeah, for sure they're the best
They were the best team.
And I want to get ahead of the take because someone's about to drop this one. Does the NFL have a super team problem? Because the last 2 Super Bowls were won by super teams.
Well, it's credit to them for keeping it all together and like those swoon. Like Von Miller already said he's going to test free agency. It's going to be hard. I don't even want to do this because I don't want to do it to Rams fans being like, oh, well, you went all in. Flags fly forever. They deserve all the credit in the world.
Let's do it on Wednesday's show then. We'll list the free agents on Wednesday's show.
But for the fact that the Rams basically said, this is our window, like obviously in retrospect, the Stafford trade makes a lot of sense because they won the Super Bowl. But it was ballsy at the time. You're taking a chance on a guy who hasn't won a playoff game, who's had a very good career, but it hasn't had a lot of winning seasons. And they went all in and they said, they have Aaron Donald. They went and got OBJ. They got Von Miller. Like all these moves where they don't have the depth. They don't have the cap flexibility. They don't have the draft picks going forward. None of it matters because any fan in the world would take a Super Bowl ring and having to deal with whatever comes after that. Like that's not how it works. It's not like, oh man, they're fucked for the future. Doesn't matter. They have this ring. They were the best team this year, and they deserve all the credit.
Yeah, as far as super teams go, this super team was actually built correctly in a really smart way, in a way that paid off in the final game of the season. Like, OBJ was awesome. He got way better after he got out of Cleveland. I think that we were all like, we were making fun of the free OBJ movement, but at the time, there were some real issues about OBJ and the way that he was playing in Cleveland. But he came up huge in the last 2 months of the season. I think he led the team in touchdowns over the last 5 or 6 games. And in the Super Bowl, he came up big. And when they got Von Miller, that's exactly why you get Von Miller.
Right.
Because Aaron Donald's getting double teamed and triple teamed, and you can't block Von Miller one-on-one. And then once Von Miller gets 3 sacks, what do? They have to start chipping on him,
right?
The protection.
Leonard Floyd, bear for life.
Yeah. Then what happens with Aaron Donald? At that point, he just gets fucking unleashed and comes up the middle. It actually worked perfectly the way that they designed the super team.
Also, I don't even know why we're like explaining this. Like everyone knows who's listening to this podcast, we're the biggest Rams podcast in the world.
Yeah.
We've always thought they were the best team. We negged them. We joked about it being like, haha, the Rams stink. They're soft. We knew they were the best team. That was a joke. That was a bit.
Big Cat, as huge St. Louis sports fans on this podcast, we naturally root for the Rams.
Shout out Stan Kroenke. Couldn't have happened to a better guy.
Stan Kroenke, class act through and through. All-time great guy. It's nice to see, sometimes in this league, the owners, it's always like a big boogeyman, a guy that only cares about the money winning. With Stan Kroenke, it is about the Ramley.
Yeah.
And he did it for you guys.
I do love when Rams fans are like, you guys never gave us credit. Like, I hate to break it to you, but we are biased.
Yeah.
We are biased.
100%.
We are not.
We
don't cover the league fairly. I apologize. We're not gonna break down all 32 rosters and be like, who's the good players on these teams. We're very biased. We root for what we root for. A lot of times, just our bets. This time it was Joe Burrow. What do you want us to do?
Yeah, I don't think that anybody could tell us to do it a different. Why would we root against Joe Burrow? In this situation?
Right.
We would actually be the world's biggest assholes.
Right. Or Kittle.
If we were like, go Rams.
Right.
Beat the fuck out of our friend Joe.
Yeah. Or Kittle last week.
Or Kittle. Yeah, exactly. So listen, we're very biased. I'm pretty sure that we've advocated for Matthew Dellavedova to get an NBA MVP at some point. So if you listen to the show thinking that you're going to get smarter, you go there. There are a million other choices that you can listen to.
Matthew Stafford should come on this show. Guess what? Aged like a fine wine. The rare W take by me, because there's very, very few times I'm actually like say something and you can go 3 years down the line and be like, oh wow, that actually went well. Matthew Stafford is going to be a Hall of Famer. It's almost automatic now.
Yeah,
because he has it. All the stats are there, and then he's got the ring. That's it. Like if you put him now, if he plays 3-4 more years. Pick a quarterback with one Super Bowl. He's going to have a better resume overall.
You know how else you can tell
Aaron Rodgers.
If a quarterback is going to win, or if a quarterback's going to go to the Hall of Fame? It's actually very simple to tell if he's won a Super Bowl, if he's played for 10 years, and if his signature moments involve camera shots of their wife in the stands jumping up and down.
Yes.
If their wife becomes like a person that they zoom in on, talk about, discuss. At that point, it's like, this is a Hall of Famer. Aaron Rodgers, hasn't happened to him.
I think actually there's a chance Kelly Stafford gets in the Hall of Fame herself.
Sure.
Peter King might vote for her.
Put him.
Bonk on you, Peter.
Put them all in. Does he like her?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, he does.
He's horny, though.
Yeah, Peter King is a very horny man.
Low-key horny.
Extremely. When he's not housing him in and out.
What do you guys say?
Should we address the dead gorilla in the room?
Yeah, probably.
That's fucked up, Hank.
We alluded to it on Friday's show when we talked to CJ and Evan that I had a shirt that is... It's a terrible shirt. It's a shirt for sickos. PFT's wearing it right now just to show everyone what not to wear.
Yeah, no, do not buy the shirt. I'm serious.
Scared straight.
I'm disgusted with myself for wearing this.
Yeah, so it's Sean McVay standing over dead Harambe. Very graphic.
Sean McVay's wearing the backpack. He's the kid in Harambe's cage.
Yeah, so he's the kid with the backpack. Triggs, our incredible graphic designer, he actually tweeted out the text exchange that we had, whatever it was like a week or two ago. And I just said to him, can you make a shirt with a little kid standing over a dead Harambe and the kid has Rams gear on? Maybe in the enclosure, actually make the kid Sean McVay. Yeah, and that was it.
We planned the shirt on the walk back from the Jackass movie.
Yeah. Yeah, right. It was like, all right, this is going to be hilarious. Let's just fucking, I mean, listen,
you felt bad when you.
I felt bad the minute I said it. I was like, no, this is bad. But in all honesty, little peek behind the curtain. I think the financial term is over leveraged. We were over leveraged in Cincinnati Harambe shirts. So we
just Cincinnati shirts in general.
Yeah, in Cincinnati shirts in general. So we had to diversify our Harambe funds and make sure we had both dead and alive. Or actually, they were both dead. Heaven and hell, Harambe.
No, we're maximizing our assets in Harambe by passing them along to other things that we're trying to move. We're just trying to put let's see how much stuff we can put Harambe in over the course of the next 6 months.
It's a sick shirt. It's so sick. I told our Allison, who does a great job with our t-shirts, is like, do not tweet this from any of the main accounts because like we will get canceled. Like I can tweet it, PFT can tweet it. We can be like, Pardon My Take can tweet it being like, this is a sick shirt. You're a pervert if you wear it. I just saw it like in my flash in my head where it's like a hit piece gets written about us like Barstool Sports thinks Harambe's death is funny. It's like, well, I mean, it is, but whatever.
I was
The
just
gorilla.
thinking the famous picture of Harambe where he's like leaning over to the side. We could make a fire Cincinnati Reds shirt with that, where he's a catcher and he's in like the crouch position, and there's a mitt in front of him. He's got like a backwards Reds hat on. I'm telling you, the window right now it's very small, so we need to really maximize
yeah, I
and wring
think
every last
It's
cent
over
out of this
again.
dead gorilla.
It was a renaissance.
If they won, it would have been the summer of Harambe all over again.
Yeah.
Oh, it would have been incredible.
I don't know.
God.
I mean, also just Bengals fans. We saw Roan is in Cincinnati, and his tweets about how the city is acting and reacting to this is very, very sad.
It's kind of like when Harambe died.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but every single bar is packed.
Right.
Well,
It
it wasn't
feels
when
like-
Harambe died.
Not like this.
I guarantee you
in
there was at least
memorial,
one-
yes,
there was
it
a
was.
Harambe bar crawl.
Yes, for sure. I think we did one, didn't we?
Probably.
Yeah, the Harambe shirt PFT is wearing. It is on sale. Don't buy it unless you're a real sicko.
No, just don't buy it.
pervert.
Do not even look at it.
You're basically walking around being like, "Hey guys, I'm a sick fuck."
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I will donate an amount of money to a gorilla rescue network
Same.
to offset.
I'll double it.
Yeah, you'll double it, and I'll
Yeah.
match that.
Okay, you'll match the double.
Okay, so this is actually a net positive for the gorilla community.
Perfect.
Credit to us.
Yeah.